Hey everyone, this video is going to help you learn a little bit more about smart labs and how you can use them in instruction. So, a smart lab is an interactive feature through Smart Notebook that allows your students to access the content that you create for them in interactive ways like matching, flip cards, sorting, different games that the students can play. To do it, you will need an account for Smart. So the easiest way to do that is to open up a blank Smart Notebook page, and then right here where it says account, click on account. Now notice if you're not signed in because you don't have an account, it'll actually give you the sign in option. By clicking the sign in option, it's going to take you to a sign in piece where I believe mine is allowing me to log in because I've done it before, but yours might give you a Google and a Microsoft option. Just log in with your Microsoft credentials, click that, and then I believe it'll connect. There it is, connect to your Microsoft pieces, click on your Microsoft, and it's basically going to sync the two accounts together. So now you will have an account created through Smart with your Microsoft account. They're kind of linked together. So now when I click on account, you're going to see the sign in no longer exists, sign out does. Now, every account is going to have a special number associated with it. That number is specific to your account. Every time your kids log in, they'll use that exact same number every time. So it might be beneficial once you get that number, and I'll show you how, to go ahead and write that down somewhere in your room so that when your students are using the Smart Lab account online, they can just access it with that number. Right here is where the Smart Lab icon is located. All your Smart Labs you're going to build through a Smart Notebook. So to build Smart Labs, you open a Smart Notebook and you can either click this little monster icon or you can go over to Insert and a Smart Lab activity. We're going to go ahead and click the monster icon. It's going to bring up all the choices for Smart Labs. So here are your Smart Labs choices. I think there's like 13 Smart Labs. Each one will do something different. So you really want to read the description to figure out what it is you want your students to do, and then find the lab that will work. So some of the labs also allow you that when you make the cards, you can interchange them between different labs. So for example, like if you have matching or multiple choice, like anything that's multiple choice, we'll also use it for another activity that will be multiple choice, like match them. That would be like multiple choice, and they would go together. And then something like super sort, where they're sorting things out. So some of them can go together. You build them one time and you can use them for multiple labs. But here are the different labs. There are basically a couple of kinds. So one of the things is you'll see some that say device required. For the ones that say device required, the students must have personal devices, whether it be the laptops or the iPads. But in order to do that activity, they must have a device. There's two that actually can be played only on the smartboard: Game Show and Speed Up. These two are the only two that you have to do them on the smartboard as a whole group. The other ones can be done through personal devices or the smartboard. So basically, you can play it on the smartboard as a whole group, or you can have them log in with their devices and play it on their own. And that's what you can create. Let's just actually click on one just to see what it's like to create. Now, this one happens to be a fill in the blank. I love this one. So fill in the blank just basically is a site that kind of like for vocabulary building, in my opinion. So if you put whatever you want the student here to access, like let's say it's a sentence, and in the sentence there's vocabulary words, right? So we'll do fill in the blanks and make your choices. Right? Just a couple of sentences with just vocabulary words. So I've typed out everything that I want. And then down here, it's going to see define blanks. I click that, and now I list pick the words that I want to be my choices or my blanks, right? So once I have them in place, I'm done. I hit next. I pick the background that I want it to be. Let's just do the monster background. And then I hit finish. Now it's going to generate my smart lab. Now Smart says it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to make a lab. It's a pretty short amount of time. But if you don't want to make your own, like I just did, you can find them on smartexchange.com. And on Smart Exchange, you can actually go in, type in labs, smart labs, and you can find all the labs that others have created. Well, here's that lab that I just created. So basically, the students will just drag and drop things into place, right? And I know they're in the wrong answers, so I would just move them around, right? But they read the sentences and drag things in. Think about having pictures. If you want primary, you could have pictures that match words. Anywhere you want them to have a blank that you could fill in, you could do that. Over here on the side, when you have the activity up on the smartboard, you're going to see a little red device. Clicking on the device, it's going to give your login information. So this is my number. Your number will be different because it's going to pertain to your account. And to access it, the students would go to hellosmart.com. Now, if they're on a laptop, they could go to hellosmart.com. If they're on an iPad, they will basically click on this little app icon right here to look like the monster. It's on the dashboard on their iPad, and it will take them directly to this website where they would then enter their name and their number. Once you have all of your students entered in and you see their names populating here, you click start and the activity begins on their devices. So smart labs are an easy way to create different activities that are engaging and enhance the learning process and allow a lot of collaboration with your students, either independently or in small groups as well. You get great feedback from them. And if you haven't tried a smart lab, you should try to build one or find one and see how it goes with your class. You should hopefully see that your students will love it. Enjoy using smart labs.